Hey there, Twitch type viewers. Welcome to the daily space weather here at the Smash News Network, least busted name of news. Looking at the sun here. When you do your stargazing, make sure you're gazing at the closest star. It's pretty interesting. The living and active sun. Lots of stuff going on. There are like 5 sunspot groups at the moment. One has degraded, this one up here in the northwest, while some others have been mostly stable here. In the east, there's a setting beta class group here that could produce some solar flares. This group down here could produce solar flares as well. This group here, looking a little bit basic. It's only an alpha class group. Let's zoom in a little bit, show you the magnetic fields. That's yesterday and today to date. That's today so far. So a little bit of activity. We do have a well-defined coronal hole here in the northern hemisphere, just rotating into the Earth-facing zone. We can expect a high-speed wind from that in about 3.5 days. It's a very well-defined coronal hole there in our 211 angstroms. We'll zoom out a little bit so you can see the date stamps. And the radial flux is all the way down to 98 solar flux units at the moment. So the upper chromosphere and lower corona emits some radio signal, known as the 10.7 centimeter radial flux. And it's very proportional to sunspot number, interestingly. There it is over the past year. The black line versus the red line is radial flux versus sunspot number. You can see that direct proportion there between those two data sets. We did see some strong fields associated with the coronal mass ejection strike here that we failed to forecast. Like we didn't think there was a CME impact headed toward Earth, but there indeed was. We saw a brief period of G1 geomagnetic storm. So there was a KP5 there, and that is now subsiding as the field strength is, the field orientation actually is moving toward the zero line. So it looks like the CME here is subsiding. There have been some forecasts of it being expected to last a bit longer, but it looks like it's more of a glancing blow than a direct hit. I thought it would miss to the west. Anyway, current conditions are pretty slow solar wind speed, and 98 for the radial flux. Let's take a look at global seismicity briefly here. There's an earthquake drought going on. Look how few earthquakes of the 7 magnitude range we've had here in the past 90 days. There's the entire chart for the year 2010. You can see how many red bars. Those are 7 magnitude quakes throughout a year. There's 2013, 2014, and of course, earthquake droughts are punctuated by large earthquakes. Remember, any earthquake can be a foreshock. And if you're wondering if I think solar activity can forecast or predict earthquakes or cause earthquakes or something like that, think again. I've never said such a thing. I've heard many claims of it, and I see no correlation between earthquakes, sunspots, CMEs, magnetic field shifts, anything like that. So the largest quake of the past 24 has been this 6.0 magnitude in Iran. Not good. That likely did quite a bit of damage there. That one happening late last night Universal Time, 21:32 Universal Time for that 6.0 magnitude quake. And then multiple aftershocks there, including an additional 6.0. So a 6.0, a 5.7, then another 6.0. That is suboptimal. So a deeper quake there at 16 kilometers, then a 10-kilometer smaller quake, and then a 10-kilometer larger quake. Let's hope that's not foreshocks. Remember, folks, any earthquake can be a foreshock. So sometimes we get a little bit of advance notice there. Also, there was a 5.9 at great depth at Japan. 309 kilometers depth there for that 5.9. Probably barely felt at the surface, but a deep quake indeed. 309 kilometers estimated depth for that Japanese 5.9 quake. And multiple aftershocks continuing there in Iran. Hoping not too many buildings crumbled as a result of that, however, probably many have. Continuing on to volcanoes, Suwanosejima is producing an unknown volcanic ash plume, and I just want to check the life of the stream, and it looks AOC. Luatolo also erupting, flight level 080. It's an 8,000-foot plume of volcanic ash from Luatolo. That's located in the Lesser Sunda Islands. Popocatépetl exploding, flight level 250 in Mexico. And make sure you hit us up on Twitter. We've got an account that we follow on there. We'll probably see some imagery. We'll share it. Twitter.com/Smashomash. Popocatépetl now erupting. It's on my bucket list. The Mexican volcano, not far from Mexico City. Nevado de Ruiz in Colombia exploding, flight level 230. It's a 23,000-foot plume of volcanic ash. Sangay in Ecuador exploding, flight level 210, and Sabancaya, flight level 220 in Peru. Please don't pull Volta Caldera. Please do visit our links. Head to smashandmash.com. Support us via clicks or some merch. Give Smash staff a raise. We'll talk to you soon, thanks to the Smash team. As we log off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.